Hey guys, Andy here. Got another encouragement / challenge for you. I want you to think, if you were the voice for God, what would you say to your country? If you were the voice for God, what would you say for your country? Are you satisfied with your country? And when you think of the history of the Bible, that was part of the job of the prophets. They had to come and be the voice for God. And often they would get rejected in the process of it. But they were seriously concerned about God's people. They were concerned about the people that were broken, about the orphans and the widows, those that were fleeing their other countries to come find a home. If you were the voice for God, what would you say to your people? And I think the prophets were really drawing on the values of God. In the Bible, we often talk about the glory of God and His moral nature. And you go back to Exodus and you see that the glory of God was revealed to Moses. And there's some little snippets that you can see about His mercy and His compassion, but also His justice as well. And there's a book that I've heard quoted, haven't read it, I need to read it, but it talks about nations rising and falling over the history of time. And Arnold Toynbee said that nations rise and fall depending on their relationship with the glory of God. If they came to a crisis, whether it was a famine or a war or something was going on, if they came together with the values of justice, mercy and compassion, they could get through that situation. They could thrive, they could grow, they could develop as a nation and come together. If they didn't have those values of justice, mercy and compassion, they would fragment. People would isolate themselves, they'd split, they'd fight, they'd divide into separate countries. That nation would be open for other countries taking over. And that's not just Christian countries, that's any country. So I want to challenge you guys, how are you dealing with crisis? How are you dealing with those stressful times? Are you coming with a sense of justice, mercy and compassion? Are you in terms of compassion, caring for the people, caring for each other, caring for yourself? Mercy, are you stepping inside the life of someone else, trying to understand what life is like for them, whether it's a small child or someone elderly, someone on their own? And are you coming with justice, in terms of boundaries? Are you coming with a sense of what's right and what's wrong? And I find that that's how God works. And I want to encourage you guys to think about your situation and to bring a bit of God's glory into your world. Thanks.